Hi everyone, I'm Bella from Joe and Bella, and today we're going to be showing you some tips and tricks of college.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh no, no, no.
I say we, but it's actually just me today. Anyways, okay, I'm going to give you some general college pointers, and then we're going to talk about the 4.0 GPA and how you can get a 4.0 GPA. So the first thing that you should know going into college, going into any kind of college, community college, whatever kind of college you're in, university, I think is that it's not going to be like, it's not like high school. It's not going to be exactly the way, it's not going to be something that you're familiar with. And I know that for me, when I started going to college, I was so overwhelmed. Like my first couple weeks, I was very overwhelmed. I came from like secondary school in the Benin Republic, so I was completely new to everything that was happening in my college. And yeah, it was really hard for me. And because I even started, like I started like the process just the day before classes started. So I had assignments that were due by the end of the week, and I still didn't even know how to use some of the software and stuff like that, because in my school, a lot of the work is done online. Like you turn in your homework online, a lot of things are done online, and I was not familiar with any of the software, so it was really hard for me to like get accustomed to everything. I had to teach myself essentially how to use it. I mean, they had some video like that, but like it didn't help. Not really. Anyways, I needed hands-on training, and I didn't get that. But yeah, college, I think something that you need to go into it with a mindset that it's not going to be like something that you've done before. It's not going to be like, you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. It's not going to be like high school. It's going to be pretty different. So I think you should just be prepared, like mentally prepared for that, because yeah, you should make friends. That's something that you need to do in college. You've got to make friends, because not just for the sake of making friends, because friends, especially if you make friends in particular classes, in the classes that you're taking, they will help you to get through your classes, like help your homework. If you don't understand something, it's really good if you make friends in every class that you're in, or like one friend. In fact, it's fine if your friend is the teacher. That is like all fine, because if you're anything like me, it's making friends it's not the easiest thing in the world, bro. Like personally, I literally went to one school my entire life. Like I did kindergarten, primary school, secondary school, everything in the same building. So everybody that I knew growing up was somebody that I don't remember even making friends with. These are people that I grew up with, essentially, that I've been friends with since before I knew what friends were. So like I didn't have to make them. So coming here, it was hard for me to talk to people and make friends, because I was just used to everybody just randomly knowing me and me just randomly knowing everybody. So that is something that you have to deal with coming to college. You've got to make it a point to make friends and to actually talk to people, because the funny thing is, a lot of the people there are just like you. They are looking to make friends too. They're looking to talk to people. They're looking to, find people who they have things in common with and stuff like that. So yeah, don't be scared to walk up to people and like introduce yourself. I mean, I'm scared, so it's like me telling you don't be scared, and me inwardly I'm scared, but like yeah, do as I say, not as I do. Oh my god, get involved in college. But the best way to get involved in college is to join organizations on campus, join clubs, start trying to find ways to volunteer, ways to do things on campus, because that would really help you, not just to like meet people or to make friends, but it also looks really good on like a resume. And I find that the more I do, the more experience I get, so that experience really helps to build my resume and build my portfolio and things like that. So I know my first semester I didn't join any clubs, so like don't rush it or anything. Take your time to like get used to stuff before you start trying to join clubs and organizations and things like that. But me particularly, I actually started getting involved in my school during my second semester. That is when I joined like honor societies, I joined clubs, I started doing volunteering and doing extracurricular activities and stuff like that. It doesn't even have to be an honor society. it doesn't have to be that. You can just be a random club. Like there's an anime club in my school, and even though I'm not involved in that club yet, I want to, because I'm like super into anime and stuff like that. So just join something that you're interested in. It doesn't have to be like some high profile academic society or something like that. So yeah. Okay, so now let's talk about the 4.0 GPA. So first off, I feel like I should say that getting a 4.0 GPA is not everything, you know? So, I mean, of course, it's great to get a 4.0 GPA. There's nothing wrong with that, but don't put too much pressure on yourself to make high grades, like unbelievably high grades like that. But yeah. But anyways, I'm going to give you, this is what I do. Currently, I've gotten a 4.0 GPA since I started college. But like, the thing about 4.0 GPA is that you definitely have to work hard to get it. You have to work very hard to get that 4.0 GPA. And even if you don't get it, again, there is nothing wrong with that. So pretty much, I think this is what I do. This is how I study, this is how I learn, and don't like put pressure on yourself to follow everything that I say, because people are different and like you're probably going to have your own system and stuff like that. So try and like adapt and find out what you're good at and find out what works for you. So yeah, just do that. Anyways, some pointers to 4.0 GPA getting. So a lot of us make the mistake of thinking that the grades that we make in the beginning of the semester doesn't matter, because I mean there's still time to make better grades, right? Wrong. So for me, I would say that the grades in the beginning of your semester matter the most, honestly, because it's not going to get any easier from there. The beginning of your semester is the time for you to make your best grades. I call these the fallback grades, because later in the semester things are not going to get easier, they will get harder. And when those essays and those assignments and all of those things start piling up and your tests start coming in and your exams are approaching, it's good to have good grades to fall back on, just in case you start not doing as well as you want to do. So for example, if you're making like a 90-something% at the beginning of the semester, if you're making a 90-something out of your assignments and your tests and things like that at the beginning of the semester, at the end of the semester, if you start like dropping to like a 70-something, if your assignments are coming in with like a 70-something out of 100 grade, if you're starting to drop, just basically if you're starting to drop, it's good to have grades to fall back on. That way, those grades that you made in the beginning, those 90-something% grades, you can fall back on them. And it's really good to have that kind of safety net to fall back on at the ending of the semester. You've probably heard this 1,000 times like before, because this is what everybody always says. But like, listen to your teacher, you know? Like, listen when you're in class. Like actually listen. And I don't mean like just like sit down in class. You could be sitting down and not talking and not making any noise and still not be listening to what your teacher is saying. Like, absorb that knowledge. Soak it up like a sponge, bro. Soak it up. I know personally for me, a lot of what I learn, a lot of what I actually understand and learn, and what makes my grades good is what I've learned in class. You'll find that if you're actually listening to your teacher, you're probably going to remember a lot of the things that they say. It's going to stay with you. So when you're in class, listen. I mean, it's easy to fall into that kind of trap of like saying that you go home and then you study. Like, I'll study when I go home, or I'll study after I'm done in class. But that's the whole point. The whole point of school is that you learn. A lot of the time, even when I forget, because this has happened to me before, I forgot that we had like a test coming up and I didn't study for it. But luckily for me, like, I remember some of the things that the teacher actually said in class, and I didn't do badly. Also, here's for me, I know that I get really distracted in class. Like, it's when I'm sitting in class, like in front of a teacher, trying to learn something, that random thoughts just like pop into my head. Like the most random stuff. Sometimes it's about like a movie that I'm watching, or a TV show that I'm watching, or like a book that I'm reading. Like, and I'm watching so many TV shows. Honestly, I watch a lot. So it's when I'm sitting in class that I start ruminating over all the things that I'm currently doing in my life. That's when all those things start coming to me. Yeah. So for me, what I do when I get distracted is I write stuff down. Like, okay, so I know it sounds a little like fishy, right? But honestly, if you're getting distracted by something in class, no matter what it is, if it's like no matter how random it is, if you get distracted by something in class and you can't stop thinking about it, but you're supposed to be thinking about what you're thinking about in class, right? Well, then just write it down. Like, for example, if you're thinking about the last Avengers movie, then literally write down Avengers. And sometimes I get questions, like I start thinking like, what if like this, yeah, write that down, write it down, and honestly, and just let it go. Like, write it down and let it go. I think the whole point is that you write it down so that you can come back to that train of thought. You can just like keep going, and you can follow it later, you know? But yeah, homework. Do your homework. Homework is a huge part of the grade. It's always like, even in high school it was huge, in college it is still huge. So homework is kind of a free pass. It's a way for you to just up your grade, you know, because homework, keyword home, you're doing it in your house, you're doing it not in class, you're not doing it in class, so you have the time to kind of work on it. So try and do your best work in homework, because it's a way for you to up your grade. Honestly, it's the best way to make your grades higher. So last thing, be confident, you know, be confident in yourself. College is going to make you get out of your comfort zone a lot. You're going to be doing a lot of things that you're probably not comfortable with, and you're not sure how to do or how to deal with, and things like that. And for me, that was the case. Everything was hard for me. Every single thing was hard for me. Like, everything that I've talked about in this video was hard for me to like get through, you know. So just don't overthink it, because I know personally I do that a lot. So try not to overthink things. Be confident in your own ability, in your own skills, and try to, you know, develop relationships with the people that are around you. And yeah, get involved. 4.0 GPAs are not everything, so like, don't dedicate your entire college experience to trying to get a 4.0 GPA. Honestly, don't do that, because college is a lot more than just your academics. It's the community, it's the people, it's the whole experience. It's honestly the whole experience. The academics is a part of it, definitely, but it's not all of it. So try not to get carried away trying to get that 4.0 GPA. 3 point something is fine as well. I mean, personally, in my African household, you know, where I'm from, 4.0 GPA is everything to know, but I'm just saying, you know, it's not everything. For the sake of this video, let's just say it's not everything, you know. But yeah, and yeah, just believe in yourself. It sounds really like cheesy, right? But believe in yourself. Duh. Also, college is a time to start following your own career path, your own dreams. That is where you start following them. Okay, so try to do something you actually like, because if you don't like it, chances are you're probably not going to do well in it. You're not going to feel interested in it. You're not going to feel obligated to like do work in it, and college takes a lot of work. So yes. Anyways, so it was great talking to you guys. That is it, actually. If you have any questions, comments, anything at all, just leave it in the comment section, and do not forget to slap that button, that subscribe button. If you haven't already, subscribe now. Do it. Yeah, I will see you guys. We will see you guys in the next video. We're not sure what it's going to be, but yeah, if you want us to make more how-to videos or more anything videos, just leave that in the comment section and we will get to you. Okay, so yeah, that is it. Like and subscribe, we'll see you in the next video.
I don't mind, baby, all night long. Making love to you all night long.